wrote an article called "The Battlefield is Not a Crime Scene." I wish I could start the year on a more positive note, but I read at that time that 2 FBI agents had given the Miranda warnings to 2 enemy combatants captured in Afghanistan. And what that means is that they have full rights of any American citizen. And this does not happen without the Attorney General of the United States approval, Attorney General Holder. Some of you who really follow politics may remember that he came under some criticism for pardoning, handling and recommending the pardon of a number of terrorists a group that had once shot up the House of Representatives who are for independence, for separation for Puerto Rico. He did that, it was a coincidence, of course, just at the time Hillary Clinton was running for senator in New York State, and the Puerto Rican vote was important. And those captured combatants didn't get the Miranda warnings unless the Attorney General had approved it. Now, that's a decision that, believe me, is made by the Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief, however, said, well, no, that's a matter of law, and I leave that up to the Attorney General. That doesn't jive. That's not what the Commander-in-Chief is for, and goes so far to say that if he had run for the presidency by saying things like that, he would not be president. So the future for this country and for terrorism is grim. After all, Janet Napolitano also said that the 19 hijackers who caused September 11th had all entered through Canada. As you know, none of them did. And she was appointed and confirmed by the United States Senate. So when she talks about man-made disasters, I have to say, in terms of the police world, accountability goes with responsibility. And the government likes to use a slogan saying organizations are too big to fail. Well, Department of Homeland Security is too big to succeed. She is in charge of the 3rd largest cabinet office, second only to the Department of Defense and the Department of Veteran Affairs. 80,000 employees, more than 22 different agencies, including Secret Service, the Coast Guard, and so on. And she's part of a mindset in Washington that doesn't make sense in terms of what we're facing. Attorney General Holder's decision to prosecute CIA officials for past crimes may well be the reason that, despite all the warnings about this latest suicide bomber, that no one would come forward and say this person should be on a no-fly list. The Army major who murdered people in Fort Hood, by the way, was captured by 2 civilian police officers. And so when the enemy can attack us right in major military facilities, don't think that's not an enormous victory for them. And even though the government is promising to plug the gaps in our system, it's not going to work. And the fact is that local law enforcement has a major role to play because that's where the manpower is, and to characterize them as first responders is really missing the point. They're more than first responders. Yes, they will be the first responders, but it's not like Washington can then come in and take over. And in the second place, who knows the local communities better than local law enforcement? And so increasingly we need to get away from the political correctness and understand that our nation is a target, and these were acts of war. To declare them as crimes and to try them in the criminal courts is to invite the end of the American empire. But I think this November we will see what the American people think about all of this, and I hope the result will be a quick turnabout, as we saw in the Cambridge police case where the villain, supposed villain, ended up drinking beer with the president in the Rose Garden. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any questions,